DRutter here, January 7th, 2019. I'm doing a video because I've been banned on Facebook for 30 days, and my friends and contacts, including my family members on Facebook, will not get a notification of that. It appears that I am still there, but I'm not. I've been banned, and I won't be back for a month. So, as I don't have another way of contacting a lot of these people, including my younger brother, I'm trying to get the message out some other way. I'm probably going to have to send him a letter in the mail to tell him that I've been banned on Facebook, so that he's not wondering why I'm not responding to his messages and whatever. Weird. Anyhow, this is what happened. My youngest brother and I are pretty close. I'm not close with most of my family, but he and I do keep in touch. I don't have a phone currently, and he doesn't have a computer currently, but we both have a Facebook account and can communicate with the messenger on there. He and I are both fans of a guy called Jordan Peterson. If you haven't heard of him, he's an intellectual professor, doctor, etc., lecturer. He's got some really brilliant ideas, and more than that, it's just the way that he thinks that I really appreciate. And I guess maybe it's similar to the way I think, I'm not sure, but when I listen to him talk and listen to him, and you can even see him thinking, and he'll think through something and then come up with something, it's like similar thought patterns to my own, for sure. Just, I don't know, he's very brilliant and very bright, so I look up to him as a lecturer, and my brother was a real fan of Jordan Peterson's. And yesterday my brother posted a video that Jordan Peterson had posted yesterday, brand new. It was called Comedians, Canaries, and Coal Mines, and it is a video about free speech, censorship, and so forth. And I will play for you the pertinent parts. It starts at about 6 minutes, the part that is important to this discussion. If you want to check out the whole video, the link is down below.
Are you shocked at the amount of people that live in Western societies, here in Norway, especially when we were in Sweden a couple days ago, but all the countries that we've been in, that live in free societies yet are completely afraid to say what they think?
I think what I've been most shocked about in all of that is what's happened in the UK, with the police starting to prosecute people for crimes of offensiveness. That's just inviting people to inform on their neighbors for being offensive. It's like, what the hell? I knew this was coming. We brought our first hate speech laws in Canada back in the 1980s. I thought, no, that's not good. It's not good. You're making a big mistake. We're going to pay for this. It's going to unfold over a long time. Who defines hate? The crucial issue. It's not like it's a scientific category. It's a judgment. And the answer is those whom you least want to have the power to define it, because they're the ones that will take that power to themselves. And if you think that isn't going to affect what you get to say, well, you've got another think coming. And there's kind of an ironic attitude in the dismissal of pugs. And Dankula didn't like his girlfriend's pug, and so he thought he'd play a mean trick, or a mean/funny trick, and teach it to do a Hail Hitler salute, which I actually thought was quite funny. It's like, I don't see that as glorifying Hitler. It's a pug. It's so horrible. And I'm going to be so killed for this. He taught it to do its little salute when he said, "Gas the Jews," which is not funny, except it's horribly funny, that's the thing. Well, look, and so yeah, you laugh. That's right, because you're all horrible. And you know perfectly well that it's horribly funny. And we need to be able to be horribly funny, because life is horrible, and we need to be able to we need to be able to allow people the freedom to find the ability to transcend that horror with comedy. And a mark of a free society is that comedians can be just exactly what they are, which they're people who push the edge of what's acceptable. If you're a brilliant comedian, you get right to the edge, right, and you dance there. You could say it was a stupid joke, which it certainly was. You could say that it was a hateful joke, which I don't agree with, by the way. But you could say that, and I think you could make a credible case for that. And if you can't be funny, then you're not free. You know, the jester in the king's court's the only person who gets to tell the truth. And if the king is such a tyrant that he kills his jester, then you know that the evil king is in charge. And so when we can't tolerate our comedians, it's like, well, there you go. They're the canaries in the coal mine as far as I'm concerned. So.
After seeing the video, I responded in a comment on Facebook, and my brother responded to that, and we had a back and forth for quite a while last evening. And one of my comments was, I was explaining to him which part of that video really got me, really made its point for me. And you've seen it, it's about 6 minutes in, where Jordan Peterson's talking about the comedian's pug who was taught to hail Hitler with one paw up whenever he was given the command, gas the Jews, and which Jordan Peterson pointed out is horribly not funny, and also horribly funny. And he pointed out that we have to be allowed to be horribly funny because the world is horrible. Life is horrible. And if you can use humor to get through it sometimes, that's a win. And as long as you're not doing direct harm to anyone else or calling for others to be harmed. And a joke where a pug is taught, when he hears the words gas the Jews, that is not a credible threat, or that is not something that needs to be censored. So, and that is what I pointed out. I pointed out that he got me at gas the Jews, and that was part of a long conversation that my brother and I were having, but Facebook took that comment out of context, I guess, and gave me a 30-day ban. I got a pop-up saying you've been banned for 30 days. And there's no way that you can let anyone know that you've been banned, so it's kind of creating a bit of havoc. I'm very active on Facebook with my cannabis prohibition activism and my liberty activism and freedom and free speech and anti-censorship activism. So for me to get censored on Facebook for essentially talking about censorship and talking about us needing to be able to say things without being censored. I'll be gone for 30 days, so that'll put a serious dent in my activism. I reach hundreds of thousands of people per year on Facebook. And I don't like using Facebook, but it's where a lot of people are, and it's where the ears and eyes that I'm reaching are, so I have to go there. And to be blocked from that now is, it's sad for me, and it's sad for a lot of people, I think, because I think my message is a good one, and I'm not a hateful person. So to get this note from Facebook saying that your comment was hate speech, what's hate speech? They say that it's anything that attacks people based on anything about them, like sexual orientation and religious affiliations and so on. Basically anything about that person. You're not allowed to attack that person for that. So, wait a second, that's very vague language. Hate speech is anything that attacks people based on anything about those people? That's like saying hate speech is any kind of attack, of any kind. Verbal attack. So if I said I hate you, that's hate speech? If I said you suck, is that hate speech? If I said, I don't know, old people are bad drivers, is that hate speech? Because it seems to be by their definition. And I think that they've made it vague and made it broad so that they can censor more things, and that's a problem. That's Facebook censoring essentially the mainstream social media. That's where, 2-point-something billion people log in every day. It's public, basically. I've been censored from appearing in public, almost, online anyway. So, which is where I reach people. I do go downtown and I do stand on street corners sometimes, but online is where I reach most of my eyes and ears. Let's face it. And I've been silenced now, and I think it's happening to a lot of people. A lot of individual, liberty-minded, freedom-promoting activists and alternative media personalities and just small channels and content creators on the internet in various places are being censored, especially on Facebook. And it's gotten to a new level now. And I just wanted to put out this video to say it's ridiculous and ironic and sad that I did nothing hateful, and I didn't call for any attacks or violence or hatred against anyone. I merely repeated words that were used as a discussion in another YouTube video about a comedian that used those words in his act. And that has gotten me banned. It's too much. It's just too much.
Hopefully we'll wake up and push back before we have to pay too high a price. We're going to pay for it. So, yeah. And we're going to deserve to pay for it too.